Now that you've submitted your cue, it comes to Studio 51 and it's set up in our administrative area for review. So I want to show you where we are right here. We're in the administrator homepage. Now I have different things up here at the top as well. I have the way to change Ustream passwords. I have metadata, finalize, management tools, reports, review demos, and opportunities. If I go to opportunities, I can select a look at all the open opportunities. And if I look at it, it'll show me all of the opportunities by title that are open at Studio 51. Some of them may be closed by count, but they're still open by opportunity open date. And that's so that we can take these 24 cues, move them out into something else without changing the opportunity reality SAD. Okay, so we can do a complete number of how we want to control these opportunities without opening and closing new opportunities all the time. If we look, we'll see many different kinds of opportunities, and right there, 2005, okay, it's a priority 6, which means it's a hot priority. There's the flashing lights to let you know that this is a fill now. We need to get this filled. There's Demo Op, the one I just created, advertising, active pitch, Studio 51, advertising happy. It's running until 2023, but look, here it says it's 15, but there's a pending number 1. Okay, so I have a pending queue in the demos, so I can go listen to it. I have none that are approved and none that are declined, so my decline percentage is 0. If you look down here, you'll see here's 3 approved in documentary nature, 1 decline, so I have a 25% decline rate. That tells me something about what's going on within the company and what's going on with the composer. But this is a new opportunity. So, but you'll notice I still have 15 open slots because this is just a pending queue. It's neither approved, declined, or sent back for edits for any reason. It's just a pending queue. So I haven't changed the number of available slots. If you'll recall, if we look over at those numbers, those are slots open, decline rate, count declined, count approved, so on and so forth. So let's go back to the review demos. This is where the MP3s come into, and I see them on an as submitted basis. So we see David Keene, Dark Fairy Tale, has submitted a number of cues here, and you'll see over here to the right that there is a review demo button for me. So we go look for the one I did. There it is, Happy Ad. Okay, it's 32 seconds long, but normally it would be the full version. So we would see 2:10, 2:16, 2:11, 2 minutes, 2 minutes. Okay, here's one that's 3:05, Ukulele Girl by Charlotte Grund. Okay, just a number of different sizes here, but we can see that they're all pretty much within that 2-minute range, except for the song, and songs can be a little longer. You'll notice that Upbeat Love Songs by Melina is 2:54, close to 3 minutes, because this is the way song structure works. So I've got Happy Ad here, and I want to go review it. I click Review, and it brings up this window. It's Happy Ad. This is my play button, which I'll hit in a moment. The opportunity is Demo Opportunity, or Demo Op. It's advertising. Opportunity description, if I've decided to, I can put a description into the opportunity. I didn't do that on this one, quite honestly, because I forgot to. Okay, the subcategory is Happy. And now I'm going to go ahead and listen to the piece. Okay, so I've listened to the piece, and of course I've taken my notes and made my notes as I go through, and I noticed that that piece started off with a real high volume and then went down. Okay, well, the truth is you've already seen on my screen that I turned it down a little bit, but let's just say that that's the way it actually sounded. I really like the cue. I want to have this cue, but it has a problem. Okay, so when I go to review status, I'm able to pull this drop down, and I have a number of different things available to me. I have accepted metadata option enabled. That means that you can not only upload your WAV files, but you can also upload all of your metadata. Accepted, but it takes me to a little bit different metadata template where these are choices that you can make. In other words, accepted metadata option enabled means in some cases I've approved a cue, but I don't necessarily need it right now. It may be a month down the road before I'm going to finish that. So you don't have to get that metadata up to us immediately. Just watch as the CD fills, or I may be notifying you, listen, this has got to be done. Here's one called accepted upload stems and metadata now. This is usually what we call a 911 project at Studio 51. This is a fast turnaround. Maybe we've got a week, maybe we've got a day. When this says accepted upload stems and metadata now, it means right now. As soon as you get this message, you upload immediately. I've got to get this delivered. Accepted edit required and resubmit. Okay? Not a lot of people do this, but we do at Studio 51. Allow you to make an edit to bring your cue up to what we consider to be a good spec. Here's a give back incompatible. I've got nowhere to put this cue. It just doesn't fit. It doesn't work. It just doesn't have a good place to go. Okay, there's no CD that sounds like this. Declined. That just means, listen, I just can't, this cue is just not going to make it. I can't use it. I've got to decline the cue. Decline, no CD match. Okay, that means I don't even have anything in that genre. Decline, CD canceled. We tried to fill a CD, but as of now, it looks like we're not going to fill it. I've had CDs sit there with 3 cues in them for 6 months. I go back to the cues that were in there and I do a decline, CD canceled. Now, if I ask for an edit and I don't hear back from you within a certain period of time, if you don't make the edit, you get a declined, no edits, inactivity. Okay, now that goes on your stats as a decline. So I want you to remember, anytime you see a decline, no matter what it is, that goes on your stats as a decline. So you want to be careful, because if I see somebody has 60% decline, then I don't know if I can do any more business with that particular composer. Here's one removed by composer request. Okay, that means that you've called me and you say, I want to pull that back. Well, it's not so important here in the review demo stage because you could have pulled it out before I reviewed it. But if you are in the edit stage, or if you are in a metadata option enabled stage, then you decide you want to pull it back, I can go change the status and it doesn't show up as either decline, no edits, inactivity, or any of those things. It shows up that you pulled a cue, and that's cool. I could send it back to you missing corrupt demo. I can send it back accepted, metadata complete, okay, and metadata in progress. These two particular statuses here also toggle automatically based upon what you're doing. In this case, I'm going to say accepted. I want to edit, and I want you to send this edit back to me as by my description. So now here's a review score. and I say, you know, let me tell you, if it's a 1 or a 2, it's not going anywhere. That's going to be a decline. If it's a 3, it's a good cue. It's not a knock me off my chair cue. And if it's a 4, it's a great cue. And let's just say this was a 4. I was really happy with this particular cue, but it just has a volume problem. Now, if I chose to, because I listened to a cue and I wasn't happy with the way that you assigned it, I can go get ops for reassignment. If I press that here on the administrative side, I can look into all of the ops that's out there. If I thought that it was a retro spaghetti western, okay, which it's not, of course, I could press that, or a European score, or adult contemporary, or animation. Maybe I think it's an animation piece, or breaking news. Okay, these are all opportunities that are open, and I can go down and select what opportunity I want to reassign it to. So let's say on this particular one, I decided I wanted to reassign it to Light Spots Make Me Smile, which would be a good fit, okay, or Light Spots Strumming and Picking, or just Positive, just depending on how it sounds. I could just click on that, and it will do that. It will reassign that cue. Now, I actually do not want to do that because I don't want to place it into another opt that's actually active at Studio 51 right now. So I'm going to close this very quickly, and then I'm going to bring it back up. Review demo, happy ad. Okay, I've decided that it needs an edit. It is a 4, it's a great cue. Okay. Now I'm going to send out a thing that says, in this particular case, let's just say there was really some kind of crazy volume problem. So I'm making a comment down here that says your volume is all over the place. Okay. At that point, what I'm able to do is I'm able to go ahead and do a submit review. And I can make all kinds of comments here. I can make comments about time spots. I can make comments about instrumentation. I can make a number of comments that will help you to edit that cue into satisfactory condition for our collection. And then I can submit to review. It tells me that the demo review was saved and apparently emailed. Well, that's one of our programmer's issues. He says, let's just make sure it's apparently emailed. We believe that it's emailed. Okay? And I click OK, and I'm done with that cue. Now here's what's interesting. You'll notice that back here in the review pending demos, it's no longer here. But if I go down into demos with pending edits, if I want to have a look, there it is. And there's some previous examples I stuck in there, blah, blah, blah. Okay, here's happy ad. And if I want to do, as a administrator, want to have a look at what I said, I can go click on that review demo, and there it is. Your volume is all over the place. So I automatically know what the status of this particular demo is. This is how demos are submitted, and now I'm going to take a look at you would have gotten an email. That email would tell you exactly what the status of that demo is. I'm not going to go into my Studio 51 email account to show you the email because that's slightly confidential. But that email would have went out. I can see here, remember that we had the status that said metadata option enabled. Okay, here as an administrator, I can go see, here's a cue called Rosie Riveter. There's no metadata uploaded yet. We already know the exact opportunity that it's in, Air Brigade, Okay, we can come down to saving, let's see, let's just go way down here. And here's one, Cinema Horror, Pagan Oratorio, no metadata. Here's one called Garden Secret, metadata in progress. Cinema, Magic Tragical, okay. Cinematic Suspense, these are the Danny Elfman type of things going on. I can call that up and reassign it. And I can say, okay, I'm ready. You know what? I may reassign it for any number of reasons. If it is a CD that I'm building and I'm not going to move these cues into a CD that I construct for the opportunity, I can change it to upload metadata now if I choose. Okay, but I'm going to leave this alone because this is real active cues going on. Again, if I want to go back in and listen to it, I can go back in and have a listen to it, and I can see exactly what it sounds like to see if I'm still there. Okay, so this is how demos come in and the status that can be put on them. If it's approved, you'll get one back that says approved, metadata enabled, and then I will be able to see down here exactly what you've done. Metadata in progress. I might see some that say metadata complete. Okay. Right now I won't see those because we've made some changes in our process with the new metadata pending option, where it makes it look like all metadatas are required, which is not the case. It's just that you know what template it should be in. You're allowed to go ahead and put your fulls and your other things up there if you want to get them up in storage and out of the way. Okay. So that's the demo process. The next thing we're going to talk about is what happens when a cue is approved. Okay. So let's assume that you sent the demo back in. That will show up in accepted demos with pending edits complete. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go back very quickly. Well, actually, I'm not. I'm just going to change the status. If you did a change and made the edits, it's going to pop up in this little bar right here. Just like you see here, Happy Ad will move up to here. And I'm going to have the same option to review demo. Okay, so I go in and review this demo and I say, oh wow, this is actually quite good. Okay, he did a good job. It's a great demo. I take out the comment. Maybe I'm in a hurry, so I say, okay, accepted. Upload metadata stems now. Submit review. Demo review was saved and apparently emailed. And that is now among the approved cues, and it's waiting metadata. The next video we're going to do is to show you how to input the upload the stems and input the metadata.